Hey Pokey people, it's Riley the Rad here, and today we are going to test out some more Glaceon. So I've been playing this deck for a week now, and I have had some time to reflect. I've had some time to really tackle a lot of different matchups in the meta right now. And overall, I feel like the deck is okay. I feel like there are a lot of matchups where it's really strong, like it's just a hard win, and then there's other matchups where it's just, it really has a rough time. And as you can imagine, it really depends on how ability reliant your opponent is. And by ability reliant, I mean on EX and GX abilities, because as you guys know, Glaceon does not shut off things like Vikavolt that aren't EXs or GXs. Those still get to go. So one of the things that is really big that I think was one of the reasons why it was hyped a lot is because you can shut down your opponent's turn 1 Lele. The issue with that though is that you're literally just hoping for a coin flip, because if you don't go first, you can't stop their turn 1 Lele. So 50% of the time that strategy doesn't work, and then the 50% of the time that it does work and you do go first, there's just situations where, like, once in a while you just won't get the Eevee and the water energy, or you know, the draw supporter like a Cynthia or something to be able to draw into an Eevee and a water energy. So if you don't get that perfect setup, I feel like the deck loses a lot of progress. But anyway, before we get into judging the deck too heavily, let's go ahead and go over the deck list. So today, I'm kind of trying to make up for lost time. Over the weekend, I mentioned on, I think I mentioned on my Twitter, and then I mentioned in my streams that I was doing last week that we got snowed in on Sunday, so we just couldn't go out to the tournament, which was kind of a bummer. And so I want to do something to kind of make up for that. I also am wondering, this is something that just I've observed on the channel. It seems like we've hit almost kind of like a wall. Like it's been difficult to get more attention on the channel lately. It seems like we kind of hit the, the first hurdle. And what I'm starting to worry is that I feel like the videos that I've been putting up are a little too formulaic. Like each week I feel like I'm putting out the same exact video with like little changes. So I don't know if maybe the content's just getting kind of boring. Like every week it's just the same stuff, especially at like the tournaments, because you guys don't see the matches. It's just kind of like a fast forward and it plays music, and then I talk about the matches at the end. I initially was hoping that would be valuable, because I can kind of give insight on how the round went, how it, what went well, what didn't. But the problem is, like, by the time I get home, a lot of times I just don't remember the matches that well, and then I just kind of like vaguely ramble about them, like, oh yeah, Mike won, or oh yeah, Zach won, or whatever, without a whole lot of detail about what went really well and then what didn't go well. So I feel like that's not quite as valuable of content, so I'm trying to think of how to change that up. I've been doing a few more streams lately, and I think that's been pretty fun. Seems like we've had a decent turnout, so always feel free to check out my Twitch or my Twitter. I don't have a steady streaming schedule, which is kind of a problem right now. I just kind of stream when I have time to stream, and my schedule's a little bit hectic, so that's just random. But yeah, my Twitter is pretty much where I usually announce when I'm going live on Twitch, so if you follow me there, you'll be able to see whenever I do go live. So for now, I think what we're going to do is we're just going to take a deck that I've been playing with and tweaking a lot, and just do a tournament online and see how far we can get. And if we lose in round 1, I'll do another tournament, so it's a little more entertaining to watch. And that way we have a little bit of time to kind of talk through the matches. You see how it actually goes. This video is going to end up being a lot longer as a result, but let me know down in the comments what you think about this versus the content that I usually put out. What do you like better? What do you like worse or not like? Just so I know how I can kind of keep the channel fresh and fun, and keep moving forward with you guys. So at this point, I'm just going to go over the deck list real quick, and then we will jump into the tournament, because I have rambled for a really long time. So we've got 4 copies of Eevee. This is really important, kind of like I said last weekend when I was going over the deck profile, the bad deck profile before the Sunday tournament. It's really important to get that turn 1 Eevee, so you have to run as many Eevees as possible. Pokemon Company stops us from running more than 4, so 4 is what we run. The other component of that ideal first turn hand is a water energy, so we are running I can't even say numbers. We are running 8 water energy, basic water energy, and we have quite a few draw supporters to kind of help us. If we get one of the pieces and not the other, it kind of helps us get, what we need on that turn 1. From what I've seen so far, the turn 1 Eevee with water and energy is pretty consistent, but like I said, if you don't go first, you don't get to stop that Lele, and that's a really crucial point. 3 copies of Glaceon, because Glaceon GX is kind of the main attacker here. We want to keep it active as long as possible, as much as possible. We run 1 copy of Rescue Stretcher, so if one gets knocked out, we can get it back. I've been playing around a lot with the Zoroark line, and where I am right now, despite the fact that I bought not a booster box, despite the fact that I bought a Zoroark box, I'm starting to wonder if maybe the ideal Zoroark count is a 3-1-2 line, if you get what I mean. 3 regular Zoroarks, 1 baby Zoroark, and then 2 Zoroark GXs. Just because the problem with Glaceon is, one of the other problems with Glaceon is if your opponent really needs to play a Lele, for example, or they just really need to get some feather arrows on the board or trade or something like that, what they can do is they can just Guzma around your Glaceon, pull up something on your bench that's not a Glaceon, and then they can do whatever they want. It's a little bit frustrating. People are starting to realize, I think, how to play around Glaceon. So a lot of matches, especially if I'm playing decks that I know play like 4 Guzmas or something like that, I just don't play anything except for Glaceons. I don't want to put anything else on the bench that's going to give them a Guzma target, So I don't know. I think that's a big weakness of the deck. I don't know how to really counter that moving forward. But let's keep moving down the line. One matchup that I found is really, really tough is Buzzwole. Not Buzzwole Lycanroc so much, because he can stop the Bloodthirsty Eyes Whirlwind effect, but Buzzwole Garbiter is really difficult because stops you from being able to trade. Buzzwole doesn't have an ability for you to shut down. Buzzwole just hits really hard, can pump itself up really quickly. It's a problem. So I'm running 1 copy of Mewtwo so far. It's coming in handy. I don't know if I would want to run a second one. Buzzwole hasn't honestly come up that often lately, so I don't know. Maybe it's going to start to take a back seat whenever we're moving forward into the meta. I remember one of the interviews over this past weekend, the big international tournament in Australia. I remember one of the bigger players making the point that he didn't want to run Buzzwole because Buzzwole is kind of like you either win or you lose, which is, it's a bad way of phrasing it. I forget how they phrased it. But there's some matchups where Buzzwole just gets going, like if it doesn't get going perfect, then it just flops, I think is essentially what they were saying. So I feel like Buzzwole, to some level, people are starting to back off of it a little bit. Not a lot, it is still at the very front of the meta, but it's taking a little bit of a backseat. So I don't know, it'll be interesting to see this weekend whenever we have the St. Louis tournament, regionals in the US, to see how Buzzwole changes in the future, what the meta is going to look like. We're going to get the first peek into what the Ultra Prism meta is going to be, so I'm excited about that. Moving down the line, we've got 2 copies of Lele, standard for me. I originally had 4 copies of Aqua Patch, and I think this makes a lot of sense in like a Ninetales deck, for example. But for Glaceon, it doesn't make quite as much sense, because if you Aqua Patch a Water Energy onto for one, you can't Aqua Patch a Water Energy onto any of these Pokemon except Glaceon. So literally just 3 Pokemon in the deck can benefit from Aqua Patch. Can't do that onto Zoroark, can't do it on Mewtwo, can't do it on Lele, can't do it on Eevee. And even if you could do it on Eevee, it wouldn't help you because you have to play the energy from your hand. So you can't have an Eevee on the bench and then you Aqua Patch to put the water energy and then Energy Evolution like Floatstone it up. It doesn't work that way. So that's a little bit of a problem. And then after you attach that water energy to the Glaceon, you really need a DCE. You don't really need another water energy. There's been some cases where the 2 Aqua Patches has really come in handy. Like if I really need to pump up a Glaceon quickly, I attach a DCE on a bench Glaceon because I know the one in the active is going down. And then I get like a clutch Aqua Patch to put that water energy on after it's already been evolved. Like if I already evolved from a hand or something. Yeah, there's been a few situations where those 2 Aqua Patches have been really important, so I kind of like the 2 count is, I think that's the sweet spot for now. Energy Denial is also kind of one of those things that I feel like is okay. Like, it's not really a standard mill deck, but at the same time, a couple enhanced hammers, I think the deck does benefit from that, especially with how special energy heavy the meta is at the moment. You got a lot of strong energies everywhere, DCEs, they're all over the place, so a little bit of control in that department really helps. 2 copies of Field Blower, it just seemed like the sweet spot. Buzzwole Garb is, like I said, is kind of a hard matchup, but I think honestly, I don't know if I could fit more than 2, to be honest with you. 4 copies of Puzzle of Time. This is really helpful with Zoroark. I originally was running Mallow, but I feel like Puzzle of Time obviously does different things than Mallow. Mallow helps you get things out of your deck, whereas Puzzle of Time helps you get resources out of the discard. But there have been a lot of times when, there's just lots of resources that you lose over the course of a match. Like, I might have lost a DCE, I might have lost maybe I need a Cynthia really last second, maybe I need a Guzma really last second. Mallow can't really do that for you. It uses up your supporter slot, and then once it's already, it can get you cards from your deck, but at the same time, like, if you really need a Guzma, well, you've already played Mallow for the turn. If you really need a DCE, sure, that works, but I don't know. I like the puzzles a little bit better. I think puzzles are strong with Zoroark in general. 1 copy of Rescue Stretcher, like I said, we don't really need much more than that. 4 copies of Ultra Ball, nothing worth saying there, it's very handy. Acerola is actually really solid in this deck because a lot of things don't quite get to that 200 HP threshold, so they're going to ding you once, and then you probably will have a Glaceon on the bench with that just needs a DCE or just a Water Energy. So you pick up the beat up Glaceon, deny a knockout, put the new one in the active, play down the DCE or Water Energy that you just scooped up into your hand onto the now active healthy Glaceon, and you keep rolling. It's been a really clever, fun way to deny knockouts. The other cool thing is there's a lot of synergy as far as DCEs go between Zoroark and Glaceon because they both run on those DCEs. So it's almost like, in a way to both deny knockouts and to shuffle energy around to wherever you need it. I've really, really liked 2 copies of Acerola in here. I actually did not think about this. I was watching, I think, maybe Trainer Chip. I think it was something from him. He was talking about how he really likes the Acerolas, and I was like, that's dumb. And then I tried it, and I was like, this is great. So that's why those are there. Got 4 copies of Cynthia. Really important for turn 1 if we get an EV, but we still need a Water Energy. Helps us shuffle the hand back into the deck, get 6 fresh cards, and usually after 2 hands you probably will get the Water Energy you need. 3 copies of Guzma, pretty important in this deck, but I just can't justify a 4th. I don't know what I would take out. 2 copies of N, 2 copies of Sycamore. At some point I might consider doing 3 Ns and 1 Sycamore. I'm not really sure what the ideal line is just yet. But this is just kind of where I've been happy for the last week, so it's fine. 2 copies of Choice Band. A lot of times you're not doing, here's the thing. Glaceon will never get a 1-hit knockout unless it's on a basic or something, and a basic non-EX or GX. That's the only time it's going to get a 1-hit knockout. You're always going to be spreading damage around with Frost Bullet onto their bench, pulling things up, using the GX attack to, do damage based on the number of damage counters already on it. Basically, I mean, you're going to be 2-shotting at best things. So Choice Band doesn't really help you out that much. There's some occasions where, something has more than 180 HP. Of course, you need a little bit more oomph, so those 290s get you above that 180 point. So there are cases where Choice Band really does come in handy. I'm not saying there's not. I don't feel like I can justify more than 2, maybe 3, but again, I don't know what I would take out. This list is really tight. 2 copies of Floatstone is really handy to be able to shift Pokemon around, especially when they Guzma up. Like a Zoroark that doesn't have energies on it, so they can play abilities and things like that, and then, oh no, I don't have anything to get it out of the active. Floatstone's just really handy. 4 copies of DCE, obviously. You play DCE, you play 4 copies. And that is about it. We already talked about the Water Energy, so that's pretty much the deck right now. I am not saying that this is the ideal list. This is just where my head's at after a week of testing, comparing my list to other people's lists, listening to other people talk about what worked really well for them, seeing firsthand what's really worked well for me. For example, the puzzles at first. The first time I tried the deck, I hated the puzzles. I felt like they were dead cards half the time. I just ended up, just not even using them. But then after I tweaked the deck and I feel like the list matured a little more, when I came back around to puzzles, it was the best thing ever. So sometimes, maybe a card doesn't seem like it works, but maybe it doesn't work because of the list that you're currently working with, if that makes sense. So anyway, that is the list. Let's go ahead and jump into a tournament and hope we don't get kicked out in round 1, because that would be super boring. Luckily we have 21 tickets, so we can maybe do a couple if we need to. We'll see how many tickets I have left at the end of this video. Alright, and now we wait. Hey, we got our first match, and I've got a cat butt on the screen. What's new? Looks like we're playing against a normal Psychic deck. Maybe Garbodor Drampa or something? Let's see. Oh, we lost the coin flip. That's a good start. Maybe he'll want to go second. You never know. Maybe he's playing Glaceon. It's like the one deck right now where going second is okay. Alright. Hey, Mulligan. We are off to a great start. At least they mulligan too. Alright, so we've got 2 EVs and we don't have a water energy, but we do have a Cynthia, so we're okay. Looks like they had... Oh wait, this was our hand. What did their hand look like? Oh, we don't get to see their hand because we mulligan too. Never mind, don't listen to me. I am just a crazy person. Alright. So they're going first for sure. Looks like they mulligan again. Maybe we'll draw into that water energy. Okay, so we see a Cosmoem, Captivating Pokepuff, so they are playing... Oh god, it's in the front of my brain. What are they playing? Captivating Pokepuff. The only deck I can think of that would run that right now would be Empoleon. But why would they have Cosmoem? Yeah, let's draw a card. Hey, we didn't get it, that's okay. We'll drop a little Frosty Fox down there. Alright, so they got the Lele start, so I'm feeling a little bit better. Hopefully they won't have oh, there it is. I was gonna say, maybe that'll slow them getting their Lele to set up, and then we can stop them next turn, but there it is. I just noticed their name, that's kind of funny. You've been duped. Ooh, they're going for a Sycamore. Ouch! That stinks. Oh, that's not very nice. Nihilego. What are you playing? I played against an Alolan Muck GX deck yesterday, and actually, it still isn't good, I don't think, but it's a little better than it used to be. Nihilego really helps it out. Helps it to get this big knockout, so then you can Acerola if it's damage or Super Scoop up. So, maybe one day I'll be able to play that Raticate deck that I love so much. See, I've already got 4 Psychic in the discard. I wonder if they're playing, they're probably playing Lunala Prism Star. I wonder if it's like just a straight up Nihilego deck because they played an energy onto it. Lock up, 120, your defending Pokemon can't retreat. Add the top 2 cards of your opponent's deck to their prior. Oh, that's not nice. I wonder if that's what they're going for. Alright, so there's nothing really that we want in our hand right now, so let's go ahead and just toss it away with the Cynthia and hope to goodness that we get a water energy. And we did not! That stinks. Okay, so what we can do... I don't think they have anything prepared to actually take my Eevee out, but I also don't really like the poison damage. So let's go ahead and slap down a float. We'll retreat for this Eevee. Let's go ahead and put down a DCE. I mean, I guess here, that's a little risky, but we'll see how it goes. And is there anything else we want? I already played a supporter, so I'm not going to Ultra Ball for a Lele or anything. It's a waste. Okay, we're good. I could play the Puzzle of Time to make sure that we get... I could play a Puzzle of Time to make sure we get a water energy. No. I don't like playing puzzles if I'm not playing 2 at a time. I feel like it's a waste. So I feel like we're in an okay place. We're not in a great place, but we're in an okay place. Dimension Valley, so they can't be confused or poisoned. So that means they can Nihilego without hurting themselves, so that's a smart stadium to play there. Hey, give us a water energy! Are you serious? Come on! Well, we've got a Lele. We can Lele for stupid Cynthia. Oh, okay, thank God. Thank goodness, because that was getting a little stupid. Just a little stupid. Ugh. Alright, so let's go ahead and field blower away that stadium because that's a little spooky. And we will let's Lele for a Guzma because that Nihilego is making me nervous. Search for a Guzma. So we've got 3 Guzmas in our deck, so none of them are prized. I'm just looking through to see what else is prized. Looks like we're okay so far. Got a choice band prize, that's fine. 1 water energy, okay. We can work with that. Alright. I'm like surrounded by cats. I just got home from work and I haven't fed them yet, so I think that's why they're here. I'll feed you between rounds, guys. Just let you chill a little. Alright, Guzma up the Nihilego. Let's throw up the Eevee with the Float Stone, retreat, and let's go. Alright, so we will Frost Bullet, and then let's put a little bit of damage onto this Cosmog, because that makes me nervous. Anything that Cosmog evolves into has way too much HP, so we need to start getting the hurt down on it ahead of time. Field Blower, the Float, that's fine. Anytime I play a Float Stone, I expect to get like 1 turn out of it max because it's just too good. Oh my god, they're really discarding stuff. Okay, so it's Lunella Prism Star, which makes sense because they get the Psychic Energy. They're into the Cosmoem. So Lunala lets them move energy around with Psychic Transfer, but if we have Glaceon active, which we do, they can't do that. So they probably are putting all of the energy on Nihilego, use the GX attack, and then moving it back to something else. But they can't do that right now, so we are kinda safe. I just hope they don't. Ugh. That GX attack is so irritating. I wonder if they play it just for the GX attack, like just 1 copy of Nihilego for that GX attack, because it is good. And then, you know, like I said, they can move the energy back, so it's fine, but I think they're trying to decide if they want to use the GX though, because if they use it, they know that I'm just going to take 2 prizes here, and they're going to be out of energy, and I'm all set up. So it's risky for them to try to do that. We can puzzle back the Float and the Guzma if we need to, like if they do something weird. Giratina, interesting. We play this and you can attach 2 energies from your hand to it. Looks like they just did their energy attachment for the turn, I think. Oh no, we lost 2 puzzles. Wait, what did they do? What did they do? What was that? So they're just using... So I can't retreat. Guzma doesn't work that way though, so that's fine. Alright, so let's get another Glaceon live. I've been seeing a lot of Psychic coming out lately, because I think people are excited because of the new Malamar that's coming out. There's a lot of interesting things going on the horizon for Psychic, so I'm interested to see what happens there. Alright, let's go ahead and bench this Eevee. Next turn we can evolve it. There's nothing I want to enhance Hammer. They probably don't actually play anything that's special energy. Maybe DCEs? I'm not too sure. We are going to just Frost Bullet and put... Oh, they Marshallowed. That's what Shuffle reckoned. Just put 60 or 30 more onto that Cosmoem back there. That is a little too dangerous. And then if they don't evolve this turn, if they don't evolve that Cosmoem, we can just get the knockout next turn. They're keeping it on the bench, and they can't even use the ability if they do evolve it. So, oh, Max Potion. Saw that coming. That's okay. Playing an energy on a Lele, they're getting desperate. But again, with the Lunala, if they Guzma something up, they can move it around and rearrange the energy any way they want, so it's not that big of a deal. Which is what makes Max Potion actually really good in this deck. I gotta be honest. Captivate and Pokebuff, good luck. I ain't got nothing. I mean, you just made me shuffle my hand into... what do you think I have? Alright, let's do that. And then attach here. Do I have any water in my discard? I don't even have any water in my discard. So do we want to Guzma anything? Yes, we want to Guzma. Oh, but we don't have a way to retreat. That's poopy. Okay, so I think what... Here, we're gonna Cynthia. What we're gonna have to do here is we're just gonna have to... Hey, there's a float and a Guzma, so next turn we can do stuff. Mewtwo's a dead card in this matchup, so I'm gonna go ahead and trade it away. Actually, no, it's not. What am I saying? They're all weak to... Oh, weak to dark. What's this weak to? Weak to... Okay, yeah, it is a dead card in this matchup. So next turn I can Guzma around if I need to. Let's just go ahead and get some damage on this Lunala because that is dangerous. And they have the gold Lunala, which is really cool. I'm super jelly. How much is the gold Lunala going for online now? I know for a while that gold Solgaleo was going for a lot. Super scoop up. Probably gonna scoop up the Lele, maybe? Oh, doesn't matter. They'd be able to flip. Oh, it is cold in my house. Ninja Boy. What are you gonna Ninja Boy for? Ninja Boy's only the active, right? Oh, it's anything. Okay. Okay. Sure. That's fine. I think they just didn't want it to get, you know, bopped. So let's... Here's what's tricky. Like, I don't know what I would want to Guzma because I can... Well, actually, wait. I can Guzma up the Lunala and do Riotous Beating for 100. I need a choice band. Alright, trade away. Let's trade away this. Get off, Grummy, chill. Yeah, cat's like climbing on me. What's that about? What's that about? What's that about? You know what? We're not going to do that. We are going to just Frost Bullet for the knockout and put 30 more damage on Lunala. I think that's just the best way to go. Because now we can Riotous Beating for knockout on the Lunala if they don't max potion. This Glaceon is going down anyway. Would you chill? Would you chill? Please? Get off of me. Stop. Stop. I'm mad at you, Granny. I don't like this. Let's discard the Lele. That's actually fine because then I can Rescue Stretcher it later for a to use it again if I want to. Alright, Energy Drive, that's fine. So what do we put up? Crummy, I'm not playing with you. I'm serious, you gotta chill. God. Okay, nope. This isn't happening. No. You're being too bad. Alright, let's trade. Let's trade an Ultra Ball and see what we get. Okay, so we got two puzzles, that means we've got a DCE. So what we can do is we can DCE on the Zoroark, we can Guzma the Lunala and get a knockout here. I think that's the play. Alright, 2 cards from your discard pile into your hand. What do we want? We want the DCE for sure. And I kind of want another Guzma. Maybe I want another Cynthia because we've only played... I don't know. Let's... Guzma's so important though. Yeah, let's go Guzma. That's fine. Alright, we are gonna put the Stop it. Don't you disobey me. Put that down there, and we are gonna Guzma up the Lunala and get us a Slick 2 prizes. Bop. Wait, what? Oh, I'm an idiot. Oh my gosh, I'm an idiot. I am such an idiot. I wasn't even paying attention to the number of Pokemon that I had out. I just, in my head, I was like, okay, 120 times 2, that's 240. Ugh! I'm so mad. Whatever. Whatever. Should have grabbed a field blower and then Bridget or something. Actually, I don't run Bridget in this, so that's a moot point. Rescue Stretcher, what you bringing back? Orangaroo, that's fine. Draw as much as you want, buddy, because you're about to deck out. I don't give a crap. Sorry for the language. Oh, there's 3 cards to discard. We'll get rid of, Trade Zoroark and an N. I'm not too threatened by their board position. Oh, 3 cards, okay. Then we'll get rid of Ultra Ball, I guess, I don't know. At least this means I can play things now. And the next turn, if they don't get this Lunala out of here or play a Max Potion, I'm getting 2 prizes. And I am happy about that. So we've got 1 DCE in the discard, 1 in Zoroark, so we've got 2 more in the deck out of 24 cards. So we're pretty likely to draw into it, at least relatively soon. Oh. Oh no! Oh wait, what am I saying? Yeah, that's fine. I was like, I don't know what I was thinking. It's like, oh no, they can Psychic Transfer, everything's falling apart! Oh wait, it doesn't really do anything for them. I will say, a Psychic Energy being on that Prism Star, that's not good. But, it's not the end of the world. Oh, because then, okay. Because then they can load up their Lele with... Actually, not that many, because I don't have much out in play. For each of your opponent's Pokemon in play, attach a Psychic Energy, so they could do 3 onto this Lunala, Lele. So they'd have 4 energy. That's not that much. That's okay. I'm okay with that. So let's get a knockout here. I don't need to Guzma. I need prize cards. Oh, let's trade real quick. Oh, there's nothing I want to trade, though. This one's fine. Trade the baby Zoroark, because I'm not going to be playing any more Zoruas. That's okay. Riot is beating! 120! 2 prizes! Hey! And the next turn, actually, we can play down a Water Energy, and... what can we do? I can't GX attack the Lele. That's only going to do 100 damage, so that's 120. Ugh, frick. I think we're fine though, because they are really behind here. I think we're fine. They can Invasion, because oh wait, yeah they can, because I have a Glaceon out. What I don't understand is if like Lunala Prism Star is in your deck, I don't know how I feel about Parallel City, because you want me to play things down, you know? Okay, we are gonna Guzma. We're gonna Guzma that Lele. And we are gonna Frost Bullet and lay down some hurt. Okay, if I GX attack, I'll do 130 now. 130 plus 20 is 150. It's still not enough. Okay, that's fine. Frost Bullet. Let's put some damage on this Necrozma. If we have 30 back there with the Choice Band, actually without a Choice Band, we can GX attack if they end up bringing this thing up. I don't think they can get a knockout though. They can do 120, or they can Moon's Eclipse GX, because they haven't GX attacked yet, right? Yeah, they haven't. 180. If they get a Choice Band, they can get the knockout here. But either way, I just Guzma up the beat up Lele, and then I ride a speeding, right? Yeah, so we're fine. Tapu Cure. Oh, that's not cool. Come on. Tapu Cure. Cat's pajamas. Alright, let's put down a water energy here, and we're gonna keep on going, because that's what we can do. We're gonna Frost Bullet and hit this fella. I don't even know why we're going for this, because we don't need 2 more prizes, we just need 1, so I could be pinging the Oranguru or the Marshadow. That makes more sense. It's only got 70 HP. I'm a dummy. Acerola, that's fine. Unless you get a Choice Band, buddy. You can't get it. Unless you got a Choice Band, you cannot get it. You cannot get it. You've been duped. I ain't been duped, you've been duped. Oh! Let's see. Confused and poisoned, that's fine. Because I can Guzma Floatstone. No, I can't. Wait. Floatstone, okay. Alright, so what I need right now... Poop Scoops. Here's what we do. Here's what we do. We're gonna trade this because it's a useless card in this matchup. What do we get? Okay, Acerola, that's pretty cool, so next turn we can do that. Let me play down an EV. So we're doing 80. Yeah. I didn't really need to do that, but that's fine. I'm pretty sure we are good. Let's see, do I have a Guzma left? Or did I use them all? I used them all, but I have another puzzle left. I can't really keep going much longer. The most this guy can do is 100 because I resist, I think. Oh, it's not affected by resistance. So yeah, they could do 120, that's fine. I can just retreat. And... oh, I'm gonna be 10 shy. Okay. So we Acerola here. Yes. Yes. We Acerola. We put up this fella. Oh, come on. That's fine. Alright, so we got 27 tokens. That's pretty cool. We were the last match. Why does that not surprise me? Alright, next round begins in 10 seconds. You're going against Lawyer 3. Finger Cut? Ah, why would you name yourself that? That's awful. Okay, so... oh, fire! I think this is gonna be a Volcanion. Stop burping. Volcanion. We won the coin flip too, so we are good to go. I am feeling great. I am feeling less great. Come on. Give me a good mulligan. Give me a mulligan. That's good. Eevee and water energy. That's all I need. Come on. Please. Please. You gave me neither of those things. That's not very nice. That's not how this works, okay? Buster. Okay. So we can, okay, we could potentially still do this. No, we can't. I was gonna say we can Ultra Ball for an Eevee, and then we could potentially still do this, so let's try. They're not gonna be playing Special Energy. I'm gonna risk it with the Rescue Stretcher. Let's go for the Eevee. Chansey. What the heck? What does that do? Oh, it's a stall. That's fine. We want a Water Energy and a Float Stone. We got the Water Energy, we did not get the Float Stone. That's okay. Make it happen next turn. Okay, and yeah, I can't do anything else. Okay. Alright, Ponzi, you gotta get off because I gotta move. If I sit still too long, my back starts to hurt. So they are going for a Cynthia. I'm fine with that because that means they're not using like a Lele or something to set up, so we wouldn't have stopped anything anyway. Nest Ball, probably going for a Volcanion EX. Turtonator. My first guess was right. That's cool. That is cool with me. Playing a Scorched Earth Power Heater. Do what you gotta do. Okay, we can do this. Let's get rid of that. Scorched Earth, lay down a DCE, and let's Lele for a Cynthia, I think. Ooh, or Guzma. Yeah! Yeah! We're going for a Guzma. We're gonna be mean. Watch this. You're gonna get the goose, brother. If only I had a choice band, that would be great. Frost Bullet, and we're gonna ping this Volcanion back here, I guess. Not that it matters. Actually, probably should have gone for the Chansey. That's fine. So he can Nitro Tank. That's probably the best that he can hope for. Like, get down like another turret or something, and then just... Oh, he's gonna Shell Trap. That's fine. I ain't bothered. Alright. Gonna put this DCE down on the Glaceon because that's what we really want to go for here. I don't want to play down another Zorua because Glaceon is kind of what matters in this matchup. I was hoping for a Guzma so he could like pull up something else and then like ping him for the knockout, but no dice. It's not really worth letting him have this chance, so I'll take the damage. Let's put some hurt on that Chansey. I'm fine with that. Energy retrieval. That is cool. Yeah, another Scorched Earth, that's fine. You do you, boo. I gotta get something out. Okay, they're getting the turret out. I need to rephrase that because it sounded like I was saying something different. They need to get the turret out. No words with the D's at the end. You perverts! Alright, so they're playing down a fire. They're gonna Power Heater to get it going. That is a-okay with me. Let's actually... We could Cynthia for another... we could Lele for another Guzma. Do we do that? I don't think so, because I feel like I need... Okay, here's what we're gonna do. We are gonna... Can we? We're gonna go risky, okay. Gonna do that. I'm gonna go for a Zorark. Okay. So then, what we're gonna do with this Zorark is we are gonna trade away the Cynthia, which really hurts, and hope that we get a Choice Band. Oh, we did not get it. We didn't get it. Oh man. I still gotta go for the Guzma though, that's too fun. Okay. And we gotta draw a supporter for next turn, so that's actually fine. Even though it's not really gonna do us too much good. Because we were getting down on prizes pretty quick. What's up, buddy? What you doing? We are burning through resources. Okay, he just gave up. That's fine. Oof. We were burning through some resources there. So that's cool, we're going to the finals, so far I am not disappointed. Although I don't know if I would consider the first deck that we played against really a meta deck, and then Fire's kind of just like an auto loss to Glaceon, so we're doing good. I'm not gonna water it down with anything. We're doing good. My belief that Glaceon is a good deck is still intact. I do believe that Glaceon is a good deck. I don't know if it's tier 1, but it's up there. There's a lot of decks that I just really feel like it shuts down completely, and then other decks that just can't do that much against. So I think it's just going to depend a lot on, you know, how the meta shifts, what things change, and yeah, how that really goes. Because if those decks that Glaceon really shuts down hard get big, then Glaceon would be good. But if Glaceon stops people from playing those decks, if it scares people away from those decks, then it'll be not good. So I think it depends a lot on how big the metal meta is going to be too, because everyone's saying that the metal meta is going to be the new meta, it's going to be the new thing, metal's going to be everywhere. I don't know if I've necessarily seen that yet, but that's been a lot of people's justifications for returning to things like Turtonator and Volcanion Turtonator and all that jazz. Salazzle, Ho-Oh, those are all good decks, especially if metal is popular. And then if metal is popular and brings out all the fire decks, then Glaceon is good against all of the fire decks that come out. And really, honestly, the only metal deck right now that I see becoming really big are Metagross with Duskmane, and then, which is an easy win for Glaceon. You might not think that, but think about how Metagross operates. Like, you need to get multiple Metagross on the bench, and then they, you know, Geotech systems, they use their abilities to charge up enough energy to attack. That's why a lot of people are kind of theorizing that that'll be good with Necrozma, because you can use your Metagrosses to charge up your Necrozma for big attacks, and then if the Necrozmas go down, the Metagross is still a decent backup. Whereas I think a lot of people feel the Magnezone maybe isn't as good as a backup attacker. You really don't want to attack with it because you want it on your bench to be able to power up your Pokemon. The Magnezone Duskmane Necrozma, I think, is kind of a 50-50. I kind of put it up there with Bulu. The thing about it is, I know people are like, oh no, Glaceon's weak to metal, but I mean, Duskmane does 220 damage anyway, and you've only got 200 damage, or 200 health anyway. So even if you resisted metal, resistance is usually minus 20. Even if you resisted it, you'd still get knocked out. So it's not, I don't see it as that big of a deal. You know, it's just another deck in my mind. So I don't know, we'll see how it goes. I think Metagross will be better with access to Solgaleo Prism Star, so that's something to consider. So maybe Metagross will get big, and then that would be important because Metagross can't get 200 damage normally, but with weakness it does hit 200. So, you know, I don't know. So we have got the ideal setup here. Look at this. This is great. Ouch. Okay. So again, I failed to pay attention to what they're playing, so I have no idea what they're playing. I see a normal type box back there. Maybe they just think the symbol looks cool. I think it looks like a butt. That's just me. I'm not starting with Lele. Hey, and it's another Leafeon or Glaceon or something. Espeon maybe, who knows. Alright, so let's go ahead and evolve, and I actually don't know if we really need anything. I think I'm actually just gonna sit, because I want to make sure I have that DCE next turn. This enhanced hammer is really good if they don't get the basic energy and they just play down like, oh, I'm just gonna put a DCE down. Oh, that is not cool! Not cool! I think we're playing Sylveon. Yeah, we're playing Sylveon. Son of a word. Son of a dirty word. I'm not... Oh, the glitch! I forgot about the glitch! Oh! That is great! I forgot about the glitch. We win. We win because we are going to search for, it doesn't even matter. Let's just say Cynthia. Doesn't really matter. We are going to put a DCE on the Lele. We are going to float away, and that's a donk, ladies and gentlemen. That is a donk. I don't feel good about it because we didn't deserve it because it was due to the glitch, but that's okay. We win. Hey! Alright, so we got first place in the tournament. That is really cool. We got 6 packs of Ultra Prism, so before we get into it, let's go just open those packs. That'll be fun. Actually, you know what? Let's go over the matches first. So, we had a chance to kind of talk through the first 2 matches, so let's look at this last match, because a lot of you might not know what the glitch is. So the glitch right now with Glaceon makes it to where if you have a Glaceon in the active and your opponent tries to Energy Evolution with their Eevee, it doesn't work. I think the issue in the mind of the game right now is, in the logic is like, okay, first they evolve and then it's an ability of the Pokemon, and that's not the case. It's an ability of the non-GX, non-EX basic regular Eevee, so Glaceon shouldn't shut that off. But as soon as it evolves, it says, oh, you just used an ability for a GX Pokemon. Nope, this goes in the discard. Or back in the deck or something. I can't remember what it does. I think it just goes back to the deck. But it's a glitch because that should not happen. Legally, they should be able to, rules-wise, they should be able to Energy Evolution with their Eevees because, again, Eevee is not a GX, it is not an EX, they should be able to evolve. So that's what happened right there. You saw it first, you saw it here, maybe not first here, but you saw it. So thinking about this in terms of what would have happened if the game did not have the glitch, I am pretty confident that we would have lost, to be honest with you. Decks like Sylveon that have a lot of energy denial are really strong against decks that are really big on double attachments. Glaceon is a double attachment. I think Sylveon resists Dark, so even with the Zoroark, that still doesn't really help. I'm gonna look that up. Yep, Sylveon resists Dark, so even with my single attachment Zoroark, like, one, they're playing Parallel City, so that limits the amount of Pokemon that I can have in play, and by extension limits the amount of damage that I can do with Zoroark. Zoroark also just doesn't hit that hard to begin with, and for the most part, Sylveon really only does the Magical Ribbon. They might sometimes bust out, you know, the 110 damage attack, whatever, but in general, they only play one energy on their Sylveons because then they can do things like Max Potion really easy and just get the energy back. So yeah, the energy denial easily shuts down Glaceon, and just the deck being what it is kind of stops Zoroark from being a real threat too. We could potentially, I mean, even like loading up Lele for like big energy drives or something, again, that's going to take multiple energy attachments and it's just not going to be, it's just not viable. And I only have 2 Leles in there anyway, so in general, I think Sylveon is a terrible matchup for Glaceon, so if the glitch was not a thing, Highlander here, I feel pretty confident saying definitely would have won. Mill decks are really coming back into the format in a big way. I don't know if you guys have noticed. There's just a lot of ways to to get resources back, and there's a lot of energy denial, so you can kind of just keep cycling those cards if you play smart. In general, I think that is one of the weaknesses that I have not talked about yet with Glaceon. Mildex, energy denial, all that kind of thing really hurts Glaceon pretty bad. So anyway, we still won. I'm still happy about it. I'm happy you guys hung around with me and enjoyed this with me, hopefully. So I guess to celebrate, let's just go open some packs. We got eight Ultra Prism packs. Maybe we'll get something cool. And apparently we got a Guardians Rising pack from something too. I don't remember where that came from. Part of me is like, oh, you should save your Ultra Prism pack so you can trade for things, but I'm fine. Okay, so let's see what we got. Come on, Lele. Oh no, it's an Oricorio. That's okay. I'm trying to think before I do this. Is there anything that I still need? I don't think so for the decks that I want to build. Yeah, let's just open them. Let's just have fun. Let's just have fun. Alright. And before 6 grass rotoms. Alright, so we got a Yanmega. That's kind of cool. Got an electric memory. Oh, got the Fairy Lele. That's okay. If we ever do play Gardevoir, that's I think a good inclusion. If you hear that rolling noise, the cat's got a can of food out of the cabinets and they're rolling it around. They are not starving. They still have food in their bowls. They're just little poops. So please don't think I'm abusing my cats by ignoring them. They're fine. Trust me. And we got another Lele. Alright. Hey, we got an Evolutionary Advantage Shinx. I'm not wild about that deck, but it's fine. Infernape, there's actually a few fun, like, stupid rogue decks that I want to build on Saturdays that revolve around Infernape, so I'm cool with that. Oh my god, stop! What are you doing? Heat Rotom. Got 2 more packs, come on! Watch, we're gonna get 2 Rainbow Palkias. Oh boy. Another Heat Rotom. Got Cynthia though, that's pretty cool. I already have more than I need, but it's good trade fodder because a lot of people don't have their 4 yet. Alright, let's see what we got. We got Shiinotic, that's okay. Like I said, I mean the Cynthia is good for trade fodder and stuff. We got some things. We got some stuff and some things. And we got it together. It was a together moment that we had there, getting stuff and things. So anyway, I hope I didn't bore you with all the ranting that I did at the beginning of the video and then me just not shutting up while the matches are going on. Again, let me know in the comments down below what you think about this kind of content versus like the league vlogs where I cover like the tournaments and stuff like that, because like I said, I worried that that's kind of just remaking the same video because you don't really see the gameplay, and I don't know if that's valuable for you. I know you guys like to see everybody, and I definitely won't be stopping that. So let's be clear, I'm definitely still going to be doing the league vlogs, but they might just be more just like interacting with friends and stuff instead of like half of it being, oh look at this fast forwarded match that you can't tell what's going on in. So I don't know. Anyway, if you guys don't follow me on Twitter, I posted this morning about this coming weekend. I don't know how much I can guarantee, but the St. Louis regional tournament I am hoping to host on my Twitch. So if you want to come hang out with us, I did that this past weekend for one of the days, and we just kind of had fun, chatted, watched some games, and it was a really good time. So if you want to join us, hit us up there. It's twitch.tv/RileyTheRad. There's going to be a link in the description down below. Leave a like and a comment if you like this content, and yeah, see you around. Boop.